Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Panzer Hearts war visual novel. We played a little bit of it earlier this year. I mean, it was like 2 hours, I think. The game was released and I put my hands on it finally. Finally, I got it into my library, and well, obviously because of that, I'm going to go through it because I'm curious what was going on after the events I basically found about already. But we are going from the very beginning. Consider what we played through as basically a demo, and yeah, we are starting from the very beginning right now. Click any key to start the game. Look for extra information of the world of Panzer Hearts. Question mark. Alright. Let's go. The mother. Thank you for the tug and nutballs you sent. I shared some with the other men in my unit. I hope you are fine and things are well in Teba. Now is finally our time and we are traveling toward the front. Everyone is full of determination for the final victory. I believe firmly in our great empire and the gods will triumph over the evil. Mother, I'm not afraid. I refuse to be afraid. If it happens that I don't return, do know that I lived up to my oath as a soldier of the empire. In death, I'll be led by Neneptis to join Father and Bruno in the afterlife. We'll arrive soon. I need to end this letter here. I will make you proud of me. With love, Bastian. We arrive at the rural village. Oh. It's my gun! There have been so many of these small dwellings after crossing the eastern border into Holodnovian territory. It's my gun, it's my gun, it's my gun, it's my gun. Currently it's enemy soil, but soon it will belong to the Empire. All the villages will pass look the same. There are no cars and no electricity. The people must be uncivilized. They can only benefit from becoming part of our great empire and should be thankful that we are seizing this land and helping them flourish. Our captain approaches us, a firm look on his face. Is to brief us on the next mission. After the long journey, I'm filled with excitement. I want to get into action. My brave men! Can you see the mall beyond the steppe over there? I need someone to do recon and find out whether these cowards have already left. For the glory of Anubis, savior of the Empire! Do I have a volunteer? Great, I have only one choice. By the light of Hathor, I volunteer. This is exemplary bravery, Bastian. Now, get to it! Yes, sir! I unlock the safety of my gun and start walking toward the moon. I try to think of everything they told me in the training, but suddenly my mind becomes blank. I remember the same thing happening in sports. You train a lot, but during the competition you forget the training and just execute the best you can. I reach the mount, I slowly come back on it. Very slowly raise my head over the edge of the moon. All these cells in my body scream at the same time as I am rendered motionless for what seems forever. A large group of enemy soldiers is assembled on the other side of the moon. I get up and start running back toward my comrades. This step seems allowed to last forever, as if each step I take pushes the bound of safety further away. I'm never gonna make it. Panzer Hearts. I died a warrior's death. I must be on my way to afterlife. Are you awake, soldier? It's Nephthys. Is this really happening to me? It is Nephthys. She has come for me. Soon I'll be with my father and Bruno.
Can you hear me, soldier?
Don't follow Nephthys. Follow Nephthys. Can I save? Yes, I can! Let's not do that, to be honest. I mean, technically it would basically be stupid, right? To do that. Probably. That would probably lead me to game over. My guy's not ready to leave my body yet.
He's waking up. I'm afraid you still have some work left to do in this world.
I feel a squeezing pain in my chest.
You are in a military hospital in Tauba, the capital city of our great empire. According to my files, this is your hometown. You were gone for quite some time. How do you feel?
I hesitated for a second. My body hurts everywhere, especially in the head, and I feel like vomiting, but a soldier is not supposed to show his pain. I'm ready to go back to the front and kick some ass. I still feel a bit weak. Could I rest for a few days? No, I'm ready to go back to the front and kick some ass.
Well, your injuries are quite severe. There is no way you can return to battle, most likely ever. Dr. Sinha worked for 3 hours digging those bullets out of your ribcage. There was also significant damage to your inner ear. You might experience difficulty hearing for a while, but that will pass. More seriously, the damage to your inner ear could well affect your sense of balance for a long time, maybe even for the rest of your life. So you should be careful choosing what you do next. Any work in noisy environment or something required fine motor skills might prove difficult to you. People who love you have surely been praying for you at the temple. It's a miracle you are still breathing. Just rest now.
As the nurse is sleeping, a man wearing colonel's insignia nears my bed. He's quite a tall man and must be somewhere in his 50s. He looks quite stern, but warmth lies behind his eyes. The nurse glances at him and quickly leaves my bedside.
Young soldier, I am Colonel Kontar Ackerman. I heard you were injured in battle. The doctors told me you won't be able to return to the front.
He has an old snob name. Only members of long-lasting prestigious bloodlines are allowed to carry names like that. Sir, I cannot believe this. I was on my way to becoming hero of the Empire. I tried to find my ears, but failed. I turned my face away. It's not soldierly behavior.
The Empire needs exactly your kind. A good soldier is ashamed of being unable to serve his country. Don't worry.
Why would he be ashamed of that?
I have another opportunity to prove your worthiness.
Sir, I promise not to let you down. Tell me what to do.
I'm happy to hear such enthusiasm, young man. I run a tank factory in the city. Kolodnov is a vast land. That's why mobile tanks able to thrust through the defense lines are of major importance. I need men with strong will to serve the Empire, and I can see you have the right spirit. Come to my factory when you're back on your feet.
Yes, sir, I'll be back on my feet in no time.
Very good, my child. Very good.
A week later, I'm released from the hospital. I go straight to the address the colonel gave me. I really want to get back to working for the Empire. Horus Avenue 4. The factory territory is a huge collection of buildings spreading over multiple blocks. More than 10 towering chimneys splice the air, pouring out thick smoke. Why would they build such a big factory so close to the center of Teber? The smell must carry for miles. Lucky for students, the wind likely blows it out of the city. What if the wind changes the direction? I approach the soldier guarding the gate, telling him I am to report to Colonel Ackerman's office. The soldier checks something on his notepad and allows me inside. I head for the administrative residency. Every time I see a statue of Anubis, I think of the afterlife and how I must strive to live in a way that my LB IB will be pure when I die. The administrative residency is cluttered with photos of weapons, tanks, and the factory area. Probably here. There is a statue of Anubis holding a crook, yes. A woman sits at a typewriter in the middle of the room. Her desk is stacked with piles of documents, but everything on it seems to be in explicit order. She must be Colonel Contor's secretary. Excuse me, madame. I'm here to meet Colonel Ackerman. The woman glances up from her papers, puzzled. I stand at attention motionless. She takes her glasses off. By whereof.
Do you have a scheduled meeting?
Colonel Ackerman told me to come here when I'm ready to serve the Empire. I'm ready now, madam.
Well, I'm sure you are, but Colonel Ackerman doesn't see people without an appointment. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Bastian.
Bastian, I see you're young and eager to serve. That's good. We need more men like you. Can you state the purpose of your visit in more detail?
I don't actually know, ma'am. I was in the front and not injured. I woke up in the war hotel and Colonel Ackerman visits me there. He told me I could serve our Empire here, even if I can't go to battle anymore. You see, my inner ear was damaged and they told me I can't go back to the front.
I appreciate your effort, but I can't just book you a meeting with Colonel Ackerman. He's a very busy man, you see.
Ma'am, you really don't understand. I was told personally by him to come here. I won't leave until I see him. Just then the ground office door opens and Contor enters the room. He smiles me and no look in his eye. Frau Bella, what is the problem here?
Colonel Ackerman, this young man claims he was personally instructed by you to come here. I tried to tell him that he can't just...
Yes, that is correct. Bastian, I'm happy to see you up so soon and ready for a new assignment. Come to my office and we'll get started. Frau Bella, prepare a general labor contract for Bastian right away. The secretary looks baffled for a second, but quickly gives in to Contor's order.
Yes, sir!
The secretary delves through the papers. Contor and I head into his office. The authority of Contor stirs a childhood memory inside me. My classmate, Piotr, an orphan from Pesteloia, once tested his limits and made fun of the Empire's history by deliberately signing the wrong lyrics in a music class. I remember the next day when the protection guard came to the school and took him away. I never saw him again. What? What? That's ridiculous! After the... I don't remember if that was included in the demo as well or not. After that incident, I have been keen to obey my superiors, even if obeying is, at times, hard. I remember that guy on the picture. It's an oil painting of a puddle. Puddles are ugly. Colonel Ackerman. Bastian reporting for duty. I instinctively perform the salute. The salute is performed by putting one's right hand on the left shoulder and bowing with left arm downwards. Alright. Got it. At ease, Bastian. Contor's office is dominated by a huge picture of Anubis being served by Nephthys, the protector of the dead. A smaller painting of Apollo sits on the left side. On the right there's a large portrait of our Emperor, who gazes across the room as if monitoring the factory's work. But I remember I was saying he looks ridiculous. Contor approaches a brand new record player. He sets the needle on it and a record starts to spin. As he turns to me, the low looming notes of Wilhelm Richard's Atom Act 3 start to play. I steady my breathing and try not to show my unease. Bastian, you're about to start a new journey, quite different from the one you expected. But have no fear, this is just as heroic a mission as the one you embarked on when you became a soldier. Perhaps even more so. We are doing extremely important work here, and I need men I can trust with my life. It's a battle on a larger scale. You might not see immediate results, but what we accomplish here is of much broader applications than the scattered acts of glory on a battlefield. Contact what ease my mind and I step closer. My fear of being a disgrace to my family melts away. Instead, hope fills my spirit. As you may have heard on the radio, the purpose of this war is not solely the protection of our empire, but rather the preservation of the values we safeguard, and therefore the salvation of everyone. This is why in this tank factory we build our nation's future. The Empire's survival rests on the iron arms of this factory and others like it.
Our brave soldiers need equipment delivered on time and in prime condition. Even though our troops are clearly matched by no one, in battle they also need superior technology. Our nation has produced the best scientists and engineers in the world. With their knowledge we build machines our enemies can only dream of. You see, Bastian, a great country runs like clockwork. Every part must run smoothly for the whole to function. We are each a small piece of the grand clockwork that makes up the empire. Do you understand?
Sir, I understand, and I'm ready to serve as you fit, sir. I do not quite understand what you mean by the empire being like clockwork. Okay, I understand what he means. Totally. Sir, I understand, and I'm ready to serve as you see fit.
Good. Start today, you are a general laborer. Your duties include keeping the facility safe, clean, and running, and most of all following your superior's commands. Your supervisor will tell you the details. Any questions?
Sir, you are a great owner of the empire. Did you find the Grand War? When can I start? I know that was weird sounds, right? I was thinking. Basically, I wish I remembered my choices from the demo, because that way I could just go the other way, maybe. Alright, this guy basically seems to like us over here for some reason. So I'm going to say you are a great warrior of the Empire. Did you fight in the Grand War?
Yes, Bastian, I did. I fought alongside a far greater warrior than myself. He didn't make it through and he will be forever missed. I honor his memory in the best way by executing my duties with the utmost care, each and every day. I think I'm getting the memories of who that might have been. Enough reminiscing, it's time to get to work.
Yes, sir! I'm taken to a hole so huge I feel I've been swallowed by a whale. Inside equipment is stacked as far as I can see. Some workers carry boxes and metal around, while others inspect machine parts coming off zigzagging conveyor belts. Some belts take parts through holes into other buildings. It's more complex and beautiful than I could have imagined. This is absolutely amazing. There is no way anyone could challenge us on the battlefield, not with production like this. I mean, technically you don't know that. Maybe they have production like that as well, right? One of the walkers, a tall and muscular man, raises his head. He must have heard me. He takes one look at me and bursts into warm laughter. Something about him seems familiar.
Calm down, young man. There's plenty to do for us to win the war. I'm Hans and I'm your supervisor. I'll take you through the basics first.
As Hans tells me how the factory works, I observe him. He's older than me, but rather than being intimidating, he's inviting. I'm reminded of my older brother Bruno. Bruno loved mulling over deep thoughts and always dreamed of flying. He was so in love with the skies he drafted to serve in the great Ludendorff Zeppelin. They took him on board because he was so persistent even though he was only 13. It was his first flight, he never came back. If he had lived, I bet he would have been like Hans.
Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir!
We are in one of the many assembly halls of the factory. There are 12 others in this complex. This particle hall is meant for building tanks. I demand we rework in the facility so we can take on the new project. Did Colonel Ackerman tell you about that?
No! Colonel Ackerman told me I would be filled in on the details here.
Alright then, almost everything you see here will be different in a couple of days. It's so surprising. We're getting new things now. The hall's been under tighter security than Prince Horemheb's burial tomb. Colonel must really trust you.
I'm a diligent servant of the Empire. Of course you can trust me. Again, Hans exploded with laughter. It seems to be his way.
Yeah, I can see that. I'll take you to see the place that's almost finished.
Hans and I head to a different section of the hall. This one much emptier than the first. The clank of metal on metal fills the air. Flickering shadows reach across walls as workers weld. Hans takes me to a much emptier section of the room. There, large chunks of machinery lay on the floor in seemingly random pattern. They seem to be parts of a vehicle, presumably a tank.
Bastian, I'll now tell you a secret. This information is the most important protected in the entire empire. Promise you won't tell anyone. I mean, should you tell, I'd have to kill you.
Of course, I can be trusted. My jaw drops as Hans lifts a third piece with his bare hands. That's not possible.
I am the secret, Bastian. The Empire has been working on a secret superhuman project for decades. I had the first successful prototype. Meet Hans Ubis 1000.
Hans throws the third piece at me. I move to block it, but there is no time. The piece hits me hard in the chest and I fall. The last thing I think of before I hit the ground is my family. I failed them. I'm sorry, father. Hans laughs loudly again. If I can hear his laughter, I must be alive. I'm not in much pain, which is weird after being hit by a third piece weighing at least a ton. Did the nurses at the hospital make me superhuman too? I grab the third piece and feel myself turn red. It's light as a feather.
Fooled you! These are pearlites made with cholesterol. Just an example of our empire's greatness. Pharmacist Edward Simon, right here in our city, invented this stuff 100 years ago. The great scientist of our nation who built all of it. Ever since.
A cholesterol third piece. I turn it over in my hands. The material is light, but solid and sturdy at the same time. I've never held anything quite like it.
It's extreme light. We use it to make quick models of our machines. This is your first task as a general laborer. Assemble these pieces to resemble a working machine. Let's go!
Alright. Wait, I just need to click. Okay. This will be here, obviously. Engine will be in the back. Hey, I played my Valkyria Chronicles. I know where the engine goes. I know where you need to shoot to destroy one. And this. That's all the painting? Really? Alright. Ready. Suddenly a young woman appears in front of us.
Idiots! Can you see you're missing a few things? You can't just tank about the caterpillar tracks.
Astrid, how wonderful to see you. Don't you already know that it's impossible to make caterpillar tracks with cholesterol? The structure isn't rigid enough to be molded into something so thin. You must have forgotten, seeing as you're so busy you can interrupt our work.
Then you should use something else for the model. Am I the only one with a brain around here?
Who is this girl? I know that during wartime women must work in the factories as the men are on the front, but I didn't know they would become so assertive.
Bastian, may I introduce you to Astrid, our cocky fellow factory worker?
Pleasure!
Astrid greets me with a handshake. Her grip is firmer than expected from a girl, and her skin feels rough. It must be all the hard work she's doing that's leaving signs on her body. She leaves my hand covered in grease. The grease is warm and, in a weird way, it feels good to my hand, or maybe just Astrid's touch that is pleasant. It is very nice to have women around, as on the front it was only men. Look at that creepy smile he's making. It is a pleasure to meet you too, Astrid. Finally, my first day at the factory ends. I'm exhausted, but incredibly happy. The factory bell rings and workers stream out of the numerous buildings. I head to my bike on the outskirts of the factory grounds. Just when I'm about to saddle up, someone yells my name.
Wait, you fool!
Well, I didn't know your name was Fool. Astrid shouts me so much I lose my balance. In no time, I'm on the ground and my bike gone with me. It is the second time on this day he's on the ground, and something is on him. Astrid runs up, part laughing and part panting. A prick of annoyance hits me, but the distinct joy in her laughter soothes me. It's so sincere that it calms me down.
You're a clumsy one, aren't you?
I untie myself from my bike, unable to look her in the eye.
This is the second time I'm flat on my face today. Not a great first day. My embarrassment jumps up another level as I gaze up to Astrid. In the sun's warm light I realize Astrid is pretty. I notice it in the pale fluorescence of the factory. You shouldn't startle people like that. Stop making fun of me. Okay, technically that's the first time she did something like that, so you don't have the evidence that she's been making fun of you before. So yeah, let's not go with that. Let's go with the first one, even for the fact that you reacted to a fool is kinda disturbing. Alright, you shouldn't start to beep like that.
Well, sorry, Mr. I know everything after working one day.
By the light of Hathor, you should well know how important safety and security are in a factory.
You are actually right. I just thought it was funny you are so jumpy.
Well, whatever. What do you want?
You forgot your wallet in the assembly hall. I guess you dropped it when you were working on the mockdown.
Oh, I didn't realize. Thank you, Astrid. It was nice of you to bring this to me. I guess I owe you an apology.
No worries, clumsy one. I'm used to men falling down, dropping their things, and then getting angry at me.
I try to give her an angry look. She replies with a teasing wink in her eyes. I can't help but to smile at her.
So, where are you going?
Angberg. I live there with my mom. How about you?
I'm heading that way too. Let me just grab my bag and we can go together.
We grab our bikes and leave the factory grounds. I glance back and see chimneys putting up dark, thick smoke. It's so thick it nearly blankets the sun, and the smell somewhat reminds me of the battlefield. It's overpowering. Luckily, it quickly clears as we bike away from the factory, and soon I'm aware of the rustling of leaves in the gentle summer breeze. We bike together to our great city, bathed in summer sunlight. We glide through boulevards of linden trees, zigzags between cars in a traffic jam. I still feel bad I snapped at her. I should apologize at least. Astrid, I'm sorry about earlier. I was angry. I guess I was frustrated. It was my first day factory and maybe I'm nervous. You know, I just came from the front end.
Did you come from the cold no front? That's so exciting. You have to tell me about it. I wish I could go to the front.
Astrid's reaction irritates me. She talks about it like it's a fun vacation, not a life or death situation. Well, it's really not that exciting. I was injured my first battle. Front is no place for women. Oh my god, if you were to say the second option in 2018, well, that would flame some anger. That would flame some anger. First, I was injured in my first battle. Ars really feels compassion for you. That's all the action I saw. War is not fun.
Really? In your first battle? I'm so sorry.
All that matters to me now is that I can still serve the Empire.
I'm happy you can.
Me too. We need to free ourselves from the tyranny of our neighbors. We have been under their pressure long enough. It's time for us to take a stand and claim what is rightfully ours. The final victory means that through all of its struggles will prevail. We pass through the cities and riding under Frederick's Gate. Into the sun looms a triumph column, an obelisk mounted in honor of our victorious army. On the right is a building site of what is to be the largest structure in the world, the Citizens' Hall. It's right across the two great avenues of the city, the Victor Avenue and the Avenue of Montu. Everywhere I look is evidence of the Empire's greatness. This, the warmth of the summer air and Astrid's company make me feel alive again. I haven't felt this good since I came back from the front. We stopped the traffic lights after Frederick's Gate. I should turn left here.
Are you in a rush? We could head right and go for a swim in the river.
Swim? I don't have my swimming trunks and I think my mom is waiting for me at home.
Come on, it will only be half an hour, and it will be fun. I know a spot close by where no one will see us. Wink, wink.
It sounds really good, but...
Come on, you mommy's boy.
I really have to go see her. I haven't spent much time with her since I came back from front. I'm pretty sure she's ward sick.
That's a shame, but I understand. Some other time then.
Thank you, Astrid.
No worries, I'll be back with you to your home.
Okay, let's go. We head toward my home in a beautiful summer afternoon. I really hope I can go swim with Astrid soon. Yeah, I understand why. We arrive at my mom's place in Northumberland. It's not the nicest, but it's an okay neighborhood. We've been struggling with money as Mom hasn't been working years, but fortunately the government is treating us well because of my late dad. He was a martyr here in the Grand War. He took part in the largest and most fierce battle of the whole war. The Battle of the Sleepy River. People still talk about it. Over a million soldiers died in just a couple of months. The battle turned the earth upside down and many soldiers simply disappeared in the carnage. My father's body was never found. Okay, this is the place. Thank you so much. I have fun today.
Don't mention it. I had a great time too. It's so nice to have someone in the factory that isn't all work. We need to have fun too, you know.
So you live nearby?
Yeah, just a couple of blocks to the east, in the workers' quarters. I'll see you tomorrow.
She climbs on her bike and takes off. She turns left at the corner and bounces into the evening traffic. Takes me a second to realize I'm still waving goodbye. I lean my back against the wall and head inside the apartment. And in the apartment you can see a picture of creepy children. Pictures of me and my brother and our father. After a ride with us, the air inside our home feels dusty. Troubled feeling grows within me. Can someone get anxious of their own home? I feel I do. I leave my jacket on the hanger and head to the living room. Mom is sitting at the living room table. Has she just been waiting for me, staring into space?
Bastian! Where have you been? I was so worried!
Mom, today was my first day at work, remember? I told you I went to the factory.
Yeah, factory, that's right. You're working for the war effort. But are you sure you fit in the factory? It can be quite laborious. You should leave that kind of work for the brave woman of the home front. You're still healing from your wounds.
Mom, stop, please. I am fortunate enough to even get a second chance. Something is wrong with my inner ear, but that won't stop me from doing my part.
But those nice factory machines could destroy your ears completely. You might even damage your sense of balance. But now I understand. Sacrifice yourself for the Empire is the only thing you ever think of.
If I could, I would take the first train back to the front. It's not a matter thing of, it's father. Alright, technically he loves his country so much that I have to go with the first option here.
Bastian!
Mother will remember what you said. Yeah, if that notification was shown in The Walking Dead, you would know it's complete and total bull. In a visual novel, you can believe that, because there are always multiple endings. Well, maybe not always, but a lot of times. I think we can believe that.
Bastian!
And for the information in the assembly area, we use Oropax earplugs, so the factory won't destroy my ears.
I'm still worried to death. You have to be careful. Do you know your father's bag came to me in a dream last night? He wanted to talk to you, but he was afraid you wouldn't listen.
My father was a soldier, a hero. He gave his life for the Empire. I won't expect anything less from myself. Shame hits my stomach. I put my arm around her and tried to comfort her by talking about my first day at the factory. I'm doing important work for the Empire, but I'm building great weapons that will win the war for us. I will become unworthy of father. Mom, I just hope you can understand.
But, Basti!
She feels so fragile in my arms. She doesn't have anyone left in this world but me. And it's not my mother's fault I failed on the front. How will we manage? Well, I don't know, but we'll find out maybe in the next episode a little bit of it. For now, hope you enjoyed and hope to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.